honourable, practicable or just, which does not include as a fundamental principle the extension of the elected franchise to the Roman Catholics.
Today we are reconvening the Back Lane Parliament. We're reconvening it in the same venue and, I believe, with the same sense of disenfranchisement. We're reconvening it very much in a different century. Instead of the Catholic gentry from around the country, we have you, delegates from all parts of civil society. We're reconvening it not under the shadow of a foreign king, but very much under the shadow of a foreign European ECB and IMF. We're reconvening it, though, with the same thirst for change as was evident in 1792.
We need a government who has the courage and political will to narrow the forever widening gap between the richest and the poorest in Ireland. If the poor can pay, why can't the rich?
Unregulated speculation and the pursuit of individual profit took precedence over equality and solidarity. For me, this means we need another way of measuring both wealth and well-being, a way that takes account of environmental impact rather than material gain.
Instead of us throwing good money after bad, of taxpayers' money to pay the private debts of banks, we need a targeted investment package in jobs in this country, in the small business sector, the green economy and the social economy. And just a recent report has said that the community and voluntary sector in Ireland has the capacity to create another 40,000 jobs on top of what's already there, but it's not being prioritised.
Radical reform of the banking system. Banks were allowed to become isolated from the real economy. They were driven by desire and excess profits and offered exaggerated rewards to staff who engaged in activities that were risky not only to the bank but to society in general. For me, this means that each and every one of us and every one of our children are now saddled with €11,000 of debt to pay back these loans. We now need a regulatory system which prohibits speculative banking and excess rewards.
Quality public services available on a universal basis where appropriate play a central role in offering equal access to life chances and quality of life to all. For me, this means a government that protects quality public services and fair and decent reform against any insatiable private greed for profit at the expense of our public services.
Also, our impact in how decisions are made in this country has never been brought home as disastrous to us has over the last few months, where deals have been made in all sorts of places without any democratic input from us at national or local level. So we need massive reform in this country to ensure that the representatives, that our political system represents the diverse needs of our society and that people can have a real say in how decisions are made, both policy and financial decisions in this country.
Government should become honest perforce and thereby recover at least some of that respectability which a long course of political depravity has exhausted. In a word, we shall recover our rank and become a nation in something more than name. Citizens, I rest my case.
1792 turned out to be a disappointment for the Catholics as the King rejected the resolution of the Back Lane Parliament. We expect and demand a very different response from our political leaders, and I propose on your behalf and on behalf of the 6,000 people who are part of Claiming Our Future to send this letter to each of the political leaders who are now fighting to form a new government. So I look for your endorsement.